Day by day, it's getting chillier and chillier. I just was being a little too lazy to put on a hoodie. It's getting to that time of year though, and like I'm getting to that point again where it's like a lot of the clothes I got while cutting, it's like I don't fit any of them anymore, but I'm not really worried because I know I won't get, like this time I feel like my bulk has been much better. Last time I bulked and got really fat, and it was more so I was buying big clothes just because I was pretty chubby. But now I'm buying big clothes and it's like the big clothes actually fit me decently because I'm not so fucking fat. It's more so just like I'm moving up clothing sizes because like if I wear like a large, it just like my shoulders are getting too round and it like bunches up in my armpits, so I had to move up to an XL. And so same thing with hoodies, you know, a lot of the hoodies I had were like mediums or larges, and hoodies are weird, you know. Most t-shirts are the same. Like most t-shirts, I'm going an XL. If it's like a Carhartt, I gotta go a large. But most like hoodies are always weird. I don't know. The way brands, like, you know, whether you're getting North Face or Adidas or fucking Carhartt or whatever. Carhartt's always run big. Carhartt, I'm always like a large or a medium. But like other brands like North Face or fucking Adidas or whatever brand you want to name under the moon, it's like you might get two identical hoodies, Adidas and Nike, and the Adidas you'd be an XL and the Nike you'd be like a large. It's weird, but I need to get so I got that Armburst hoodie I really like. The Gasp jacket, it's too small. I can't wear it. It's a little too small on me now. And it's like, it's not a bad size. It's more so it just like kind of is like a shorter jacket, so it doesn't sit down as low. It kind of like bunches up, and it's also a jacket, and jackets bunch up kind of easy. And the Armburst hoodie I like, but I don't know. Whenever I go to the gym, it's like every single day I'm trying to throw on a new fit. I guess that's kind of my thing, is like, you know, I don't really give a shit about how I look in public, you know. Like if I'm just working, I grab one of my Carhartt pocket tees, jeans, boots, and fucking a hoodie right now, and I'll wear a Carhartt hoodie like 3 days in a row, and then I'll wash it and wear my other Carhartt hoodie the rest of the week. But like the gym, totally different. And like if it's on the weekend, usually I like to wear my jeans and some nice shoes and fucking like a tucked in polo and a quarter zip, because that's just how I like to dress. But if it's just the fucking what am I trying to think here? Like if I'm just fucking going to the gym, that's where I really like to shine, you know. Most of my clothes are gym clothes, you know, because it's like I spend a majority of my time in the gym. It's like I want to wear some fucking fly ass sweats, I want to wear a fly ass t-shirt or hoodie, and I want to have a nice fucking beater underneath to wear, is kind of the way I like to think about it. But you know, to each their own. Some people are just like, yo, just let me throw on some shorts and a t-shirt, and some people are like, yo, let me get dripped the fuck out. It's just whatever floats your boat. But we're at the gym, we're gonna hit pole, so let's just get into it. That was like 13-esque, I think, but after seeing recent comments, I really need to be a little better at counting. But I never said I was proficient in math or claimed to be. So my count's definitely off a good portion of the time, but I don't think it's like, I think it's always just by like a rep. Like either short myself a rep or up myself a rep. So oh well, but pretty dang positive. That was 13, so definitely next pull day, equip a 2.5 onto that. But 2 more sets, try and stick there. And on our last set, we're doing 150 now, so we'll just drop it to 130. Nope. God, I just think narrow grip pull downs are like levels above wide grip, in my personal opinion. Because like wide grip's what I did for like ever, and I like never really felt it that good. And then I remember watching when I was trying to figure out like what do I need to do to try and grow my back. I just was kind of looking into it. I was watched a Wesley Pfister's video, and his back's just, you know, crazy wide. And like every single exercise he did was narrow grip. I mean, he was doing narrow grip cable row. He was doing narrow pull downs. He was doing pull overs, and then like single arm row. And that's kind of what I started running off of. And ever since then, my back has just like gotten really good. So it was good advice. Okay. Ooh. Up. Up. Come on. Thank you, brother. Probably should have dropped to like 120, but we live and we learn, I suppose. Still a great set, nonetheless, because I think it was the 13-13-12, and pretty heavy, might I add. So now we'll move on to 3 sets of barbell rows and a drop set on the 3rd set. Well, I haven't done rows in a while, so definitely need to make little tweaks in the form, like probably widen my stance a little bit, really focus on just letting the lats drive out, drive in, but it wasn't too terrible, especially since last time I did a plate in 25. I was like, I know I can do 2 plates, have great form, really control on all, dotting all the I's and crossing T's. So happy with it, but definitely a lot of improvement to be made form wise if we're gonna keep running with it. So 2 more sets. Last set, I'll just drop a plate and just go 1 plate, just burn it out, you know. really poorly was strapped in there. So definitely a lot worse of a set, but really just a form thing. Just really gonna have to focus on form, but it's always really hard to get strapped into a Smith machine because, you know, you can't, it's on a linear path. You can't make your own path. You can't just strap up, pick it up, go from there. Like, if you strap in super tight, you're gonna go pick up the bar and it's gonna make your hands wanna come forward. So it's all about balancing it out, which can be hard. So you just gotta remember the old technique I used to use, because whatever old technique I used to use always worked fantastic, but I can't remember how I used to kind of strap into it. But we'll do one more set here. Just take off a plate, fucking hit it again. Well, actually, I'll probably take off a plate, throw a 35 on, or 25, whatever. Go right back into it, and then we'll go do the machine row, and we'll just do like a neutral, like a close grip, kind of almost like a cable row, but over there like a neutral close grip, and that's kind of like our lat finisher. And then we got some rack pulls, we got some barbell curls, and we got some hammer curls, and bam. So far so great. We just got to keep on banging forward. It's like when they changed the tires, those F1 cars. Fucking efficient. Alright, fuck the straps. Okay, 3. Yeah, wow. See, I just struggle with exercises like this because I just really struggle nailing the form down, and so it makes it feel like I can't ever get like that great a form, and then it leads to like my lower back deteriorating a little, but not a bad way, because I'm like keeping a straight back and everything, you know. It's just kind of taxing on the lower back, but I also need to grow my lower back a little, so not the end of the world necessarily, but we'll pick this up and move to the narrow. Let's see if this goes good or not. I would have preferred to use the machine. I kind of really like being able to rely on that chest support. You know, it helps keep your back like nice and straight. You can kind of curve around it and come back, versus doing a cable row, I think a lot of times can be a little harder, just because you really got to focus on not letting your back arch too much when you're trying to just come forward on it. Because I obviously like to get a pretty great stretch, but you start to go too forward, you start to get a little too much bend in your back, so you kind of almost got to limit yourself on hypertrophy wise on that scale. But it's just, yeah, Just got to be real picky about it. But 2 more, and on the last set I'll do a drop set. But I think that was like 11 or 12, so 160 is like perfect. And now we're just gonna try and match it. It's open now, but we've only got 1 set left here, so it'd be pointless to move over there just to do a set and drop set. You know, if you gotta replace something, just replace it entirely instead of just doing 1 set and then being, oh, it's free, going back over. Because then you don't really have anything to gauge off of via like what movements were great this workout, where maybe you want to pursue this movement in the future, things along those lines. But 1 more set, I'm doing 160, so I'll drop to 140 for a drop set. Well, I quite need to rip a piss, so I'm gonna rip a piss, and the rack isn't available, so I'll do what I used to do sometimes. I'll just set the bench up, well, set the barbell on a bench and do my rack pulls via just off of the bench. I did 225 in the past, and I honestly think I'm gonna stick there unless it feels too ridiculously light. If so, I'll throw on like a 10 or something, but I really haven't done much lower back work, so I have a feeling it's probably right around the same. And this is also definitely not a movement you're trying to go to failure on. More so just like pick a nice fucking heavy weight. That's gonna be a hard 12. You could probably go like, you know, if I wanted, I'm sure I could get like another 3, 4, 5 reps out of that around there. But it's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to push myself hard, pick up some heavy shit, really focus on, you know, obviously I'm dropping the weight. I'm like resting for a sec. Got no weight on me, and I'm picking back up. And you know, at the top, I like to think about, and then you know, you're bracing like you're doing a deadlift, you're picking up like kind of contracting your lower back. And then I like to straighten out and kind of contract my lower back with it because I think it feels better and gets my lower back like good pump going. So 2 more sets here. I'm doing my rear delts with these, and then we'll hop to machine curl, then hammer curl, and done. first set you don't really feel it, and then after the first set, when you're on to your second set, you're like, holy shit, my lower back is pumped. Like, I remember when I first got these thrown in. Now obviously we haven't done them in a while, and I wish we were. Don't understand why we weren't. I mean, my lower back's not really developed at all, and I feel like overall growth is really what I need to try and focus on. Anyways, that's another discussion. I remember the first time I was like, holy shit, I've never had a lower back pump. This is crazy. This is diabolical. Felt great. But one more set. Then we're gonna do cable curl, and I think we should be right around 110. Well, no, I think last week we did 112.5 and we got like 11. So maybe we'll try and get away with like a 5. I can't remember, you know, I'm gonna have to look. But it's hard because a lot of stuff I lost, like the records I was kind of keeping, so. Okay, lower back pump accomplished. Now we're gonna start out with hammer curls, finish with preacher curls. Last time we did 115 and it was like 11, 11, 11, so probably stick at 115 is what I'm thinking. Up. 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 Well, I lost count once again, but nonetheless, that was for sure 11 to 12. So count better this next set because I don't feel like rewatching footage. For sure 11 or 12, and we've been struggling to progress on these, so that's fucking great. Fuck you, 35-pound dumbbells. Up. 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 Come on. Oh, freak. I think I got 11. I kind of lost count again, but I'm kind of dialed in that it was for sure 11. So one more. Come on. Come on. Oh my God. Might have to find a substitute or someone on the preacher curl. If that's the case, I'll just do a cable curl or just like a regular dumbbell curl, but I would prefer to use the preacher curl because I like to try and keep everything on a routine, and I don't really care for those styles, so. Shit, dude. Boy. That's a 2-rep growth. But, man, that was a grind of a 13. 2 more. And I was going to do my rear delts, so I can't remember when. But just haven't found an open cable, so that's alright. Just going to do dumbbells. Oh my goodness. God. Ugh. Okay. Shit, dude. Really just, like, shows a lot of times, even if you're like, oh my God, I can't get another rep. That's it. Like, the 11th rep was a fucking grind at that. But obviously, I'm not going to stop there because I didn't want to drop 2 reps. So I'm like, I have to get this. I have to get this. And just gave it everything I got. But that was a fucking grind. So one last set and we'll be done. We can pose. I lost count, but I do think that was more of a drop than I was hoping for. But, you know, my biceps feel like skin tight, so I have got an insane pump going, you know. So obviously the drop off is going to be steep, unfortunately, but that's a product of training hard, and obviously that's the end goal. So, stupid of posing. Beats me.
And how she's able to have influence on that just because she owns the body shop.
Did you vote for her?
No, I've actually never voted in any election.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, I'm a little too young still, but I don't know who the other options even were, so
mean, yeah, that's the thing. If you don't like who there is, and nobody else is worth your time, you're better off just fucking running to that position yourself, right?
Yeah. Everyone's always.
Vote 'em out. And if you can't do that, run yourself.
Yeah. Everyone's always complaining about Douglas, though.
Just doesn't make any sense.
It's at home. Let's see if I can back out successfully without scraping no mofos. But that was a great lift. Very happy with how it went. So, no complaints here, of course. But, no, what am I trying to think here even? What am I trying to mother freaking think? Great, fantastic lift. Oh my God. That was like the craziest bicep pump I've ever had. And obviously just growing. Sorry for the kind of short posing. I was yapping with Kyle a little bit during it because he was kind of, they're building a rec center in my town, but the whole thing is the lady who owns, like, well, not owns, the lady who's the mayor owns like the other gym, the Body Shop. So it's kind of apparent that like we've been trying to do a rec center for a while, like since I was in like 8th grade, and it's always gotten declined, and everyone's always been like, it's because the mayor owns the Body Shop. She doesn't want a gym in the rec center because then people aren't going to want memberships at the Body Shop. And so it was always the thing. People were always pissed off about it, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, now they are building the rec center, but they're building it without a gym. So Kyle was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, it would have been cool to have a rec center with the gym because, you know, maybe there's some decent machines in there. Maybe it's a little more like bodybuilding friendly a little bit, you know, like machine wise and room wise. So he was kind of like, it pisses him off because it's like, what the fuck? Like, that would have been super nice. And I agree. I'm like, that would have been nice. I mean, I don't know if I would have really seen myself lifting at the rec center, but if it had like good machinery and everything, oh yeah, totally would have been fucking lifting at the rec center. But it's not happening. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know, not really all too much you can do about it. But would that have been sweet? Yeah, I definitely would have tried it out, maybe gotten a lift there a few times, but also knowing it would have been a rec center, the hours probably would have been a little wonky, you know, because rec center hours typically are, you know, usually it'd be open from, you know, like 8 to 9 or something, or even earlier than that, and then on Sundays they might be closed, or they might only be open from like 12 to 5, so that would have been, you know, one of those things where it's kind of like, well, what's my timeline, what's my schedule like, you know. That's the nice thing about Peak, is I know every single Monday through Friday it's going to be open from 4 to 10, and on Saturday and Sundays it's open from 6 to 9, and I know that, and I know I got to fit into that. And obviously, you know, holidays, the hours may differ, the gym might not be open on fucking Christmas, but, you know, I've always got people who've got a Body Shop membership or someone who has a key to Peak and can let me in. So usually at the end of the day, it's not really too big of a worry because I know, like, I'm going to be able to get some shit done regardless. But it is always nice to have that to fall onto, because that's the whole reason I was thinking about getting a Body Shop membership, is because I was like, well, I don't really want to lift at the Body Shop. It'd be nice to be able to lean back on the Body Shop if I wasn't able to get a lift until later, or like I wanted to do something and was gonna need to hit like a lift at midnight, you know. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, I can't justify spending 50. I would have been spending more than I spend for my family's membership, because I think theirs was 60 just for a single, and that gym is so fucking shit. It's 24/7. I would understand if paying for a single at Peak Fitness and 24/7 60. I'd be like, that sounds pretty fair. But paying $60 at that shitty fucking gym for fucking $60 is not worth it at all. Especially if I'm only gonna hit a lift there, you know, a few times a month. And I'd be able to justify it more if it was like, oh man, I'd way prefer to hit a leg day at this gym and push and pull I'll keep at the other gym. Then I'd be like, that'd be totally fine. I mean, you know, wouldn't bother me one single bit. But the gym's fucking ass, so it does bother me. So yeah, but anyways guys, that was a great lift. Really happy with how it went. Tomorrow we got legs, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty brutal leg day, so I am kind of looking forward to it a little. But anyhow guys, I'm going to get inside, get my final meal, edit this video. It's only 8:20, so we're fixing to get to bed by like 9ish, so we are right on track. Really happy with it. But I love you guys all so much. I mean, thank you for watching, thank you for all the support. I think we're coming up on a year of filming, so we're gonna have to come up with some sort of special idea for that. So yeah, it's gonna be cool guys, it's gonna be great. I appreciate all you guys' endless support. I appreciate the views, the subscribers, the likes, the comments. Keep watching guys, keep liking, keep sharing my videos, and let everybody know what the fuck is up with No One's Fat. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow.